Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It is nice to see you guys. You guys looking all jolly and amazing. It's pretty good. Today's topic is gonna be something amazing. To some of you guys, it might be really, really nice. It can be a little bit different from everybody. But hey, at least it's something different. We're gonna be talking about Spotify Wrapped. Your favorite reminder of the mistakes that you've made throughout the year, or maybe the events that have happened. Basically, Spotify Wrapped is basically those Snapchat notifications of like, hey, you remember what you did in the year 2023? Here's a little reminder. That's basically what your Spotify Wrapped is. The memories that you kind of had to endure. Let's see, some of y'all got broken up with. Some of y'all were listening to the exact same song for days on end. That's not good. Some of y'all could unfortunately be part of the group of people who could have David as one of you. Like, we all know what he did, allegedly. Yeah, some of y'all could have like some amazing tracks on there, but then you get reminded by a quick flashbang of like, oh, this person did this. Or you remember the time when this person ended up breaking up with you and you thought you guys were gonna live the rest of your lives together. Here's a song to remind you of that experience. But yeah. So basically, Spotify Wrapped, for those of you who use Apple Music and you guys think you're better than us, is basically replay. Or for those of y'all who just don't listen to music, you guys just walk out into nature and it's like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to the birds and the bees. I'm gonna hear the tree fall in the distance. Or some of y'all who are just like 40 or 50 something year old people who really don't care about the state of music right now. It's like, oh, back in my day. Why did I say 40 or 50? 40 years old is really not that old. Well, you're like middle aged at that point. So like let's just say like 60 to 70 year olds. 60 to 70 year olds where it's like, oh, back in my day, music was so good. Not knowing that they kind of realized that a lot of that time when they were actually young and virile. Why did I say virile? Also freaking weird. But yeah, anyways. During that time, there was a cocaine epidemic. Crack was in them streets. Some of these people dancing like there's no tomorrow. It wasn't because the music was playing, it was because that powder was white. Oh, baby, let's get down on the business. Ooh, yeah. If you know what I mean. But yeah. So, Spotify Wrapped is basically more or less like a report that shows all the statistics of all the kinds of music you have listened to throughout the year. Some of you basic bitches out there already know what your Spotify Wraps would be, and this can go to anybody. This is no offense to anybody who loves Taylor Swift, but like, yeah. But hey, she's doing her thing at the end of the day. So it's just different vibes. Spotify Wrapped is more or less just to kind of like let you guys know, like, oh yeah, you've been listening to this specific kind of music lately, and I think maybe the thing is more or less just I don't think jump scare people, but it's more or less just to let people know, like, hey, you've been listening to this type of music for a while, you seem to like this kind of music, and you seem to fit into this specific niche. Maybe you can go for some concerts, and maybe that could actually be the thing. Because now that you think about it, Ticketmaster is literally linked with Spotify. So the moment you want a ticket, you click on it and it goes to the Ticketmaster page. Bro, these people are playing for VHS. They're literally using this thing. They're using this thing to cage y'all, and y'all are gonna be here and yeah, that's Spotify Wrapped for you. It more or less just kind of gives you guys more or less this kind of report. Yeah, statistics of like, oh, what type of music be listening to. A lot of people seem to lean towards more of like the pop and hip hop kind of thing nowadays. There's also indie. Indie has really been popping off lately on so many people's Spotify rap that I saw my story. I saw a lot of like Afro beats, hip hop, pop, things like that. But I'm not saying I'm better than you guys, but well, I'm not better. But I'm the kind of person who listens to all kinds of music. Yes, I am better than you. There is nothing you can do about it. So basically, for me, turns out I like to listen to a lot of hip hop, pop. I know that sounds basic, but wait till you hear this Midwest emo. Some of y'all don't even know what that is, but it exists, and I listen to it. Midwest emo, Afrobeats, the beautiful Nigerian man over here. Yeah, yeah. And also indie pop. I'm a fan of the indie. I'm a fan of the indie pop. Not only because of the sounds. I really just like how a lot of times it's very instrument heavy. With like pop music and like hip hop and just most genres of like music. Sometimes you don't really hear the instruments, you hear the beats, if you understand what I mean. With indie and Midwest emo, the instruments carry the sound. You can basically tell what type of genre it is based on like the guitar riff or the percussions that you're using in the background, and it's actually pretty cool. It's more or less just to let people know about that specific type of style. And for me, this year they called me a leader. I know it's not a competition. But I'm just better. I'm better than every last one of you niggas. Yeah, I said it. Yeah. Fight me, beat me in the parking lot with your feet.
What the fuck is you talking about?
What the fuck was that?
I'm sorry, man. I wasn't thinking about it. Man.
I'm not freaked out at all. But yeah, anyways, back to the main thing. Spotify Wrapped, a lot of people seem to use it, and I think maybe it's not as booming as it once was. I remember in like 2020, 2021, 2022, that was when it was actually really popping off. Like I remember for like a week straight, everybody was talking about Spotify Wrapped. Like, hey, did you see my Spotify Wrapped? Oh my goodness, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
I'm jaking it.
Yeah, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, so people were acting like that. But now it's more of this kind of like quiet thing. After people posted, I don't really see anything any longer. It's just, and it kind of puts into perspective how much has changed in the last like couple of years. I remember when everybody was so happy to show the kind of music they listen to and to kind of have this superiority complex, like, yeah, I'm better than you. This is the amount of hours I spent wasting my life away. I have 200 days of listening to music. Oh yeah. Like I shouldn't be talking. I have like 39 days of me listening to music. I know some people have 100 and something days. Like at that point in time, pack that shit up. That means you're not even living life. You're literally just listening to music. What the hell do you mean you have 100 and something thousand minutes of music? Like, what are you doing? Go get a job, brokey. Fuck. But yeah, it was this kind of thing where it's like, okay, Spotify Wrapped. Yeah, that's it. Another thing they also kind of included was the listening age. I'm like, okay, I don't think most people need that, And it was really nothing. It was literally just that, and that was it. It's like, oh, your listening age is 21. Wow. I'm pretty sure that's gonna lead to some very, very weird situations, you know? Sir, her Spotify wrapped listening age was 18. I didn't know that was it's I don't think it's gonna be good, you know. People have used less as an excuse. But yeah, Spotify rap this year, you can kind of really guess the main hitters. It was mostly like Drake, Taylor Swift, Kendrick. It was mostly, surprisingly, it was mostly like hip hop artists that were like leading the charts. But I think maybe the reason why is because this past couple of years, it has really just been hip hop artists kind of like pushing out a lot. You know, aside from like the most of like the pop artists are usually just on tour. I think right now, I think maybe the only people who really who did like as much as I might clown on Taylor Swift's like listeners, you can't lie that she really do be she does her work. I might not enjoy her music. I pretty much only liked one of her albums, and that was the 1983 album. And yeah, like I might clown on people who listen to her unironically, you know, like but like you gotta admit, for you to be able to buy back your masters, that's a baller move. I didn't know you was like that T Swifty, T Sizzle or Sizzle. Yeah, I didn't know. But like, yeah, based on like the recent history, it seems like most of the people were just on there were people listening to like the Drake, probably because of like the entire beef that happened. I think is it 2 years ago. Did the beef happen in 2023 or 2024? I really don't remember. I think 2024. I don't care that deeply about it, you know. I listen to both artists. I remember like some of the dumbest things I ever did. I'm gonna get some. I might not get hate for this, but I'm gonna get like this because I remember time during the height of this entire like Kendrick and Drake beef. You know this divisive mentality. It's just like yo, oh you gotta stick with one of them. No, you don't, bro. That's pigeon brain mindset. Both of these artists have really amazing discography. Drake has countless of records, you know. Kendrick has more Grammys, but to be quite honest, Grammys really ain't shit. Grammys really are not shit, you know. They're just the moment I realized Grammys were not shit was when I kind of realized that for album of the year, they keep giving it to no name niggas. Like, who the fuck are some of these people? They just splash random person there and they basically just give away the prize to the person. Ever since I think it was like 2020, not even 2020, 2021 or 2022. Because prior before that point, I didn't really care about the Grammys. I only really cared about like if a Nigerian artist won a Grammy. For example, like Whiskey or when Burna Boy's African Giant album got that was all the way back in 2019 though. I didn't really care for the Grammys up until so basically Burna Boy won that. I didn't really care anymore for anything else. You know. Then the next one happened, which was the time when I saw a particular artist won the album of the year and nobody really knew who the guy was. I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? So people now came out of the world talking about, oh my god, this guy is so good, you know, after the fact. After the fact, like this, like I don't understand how they rank it. Is it based on streams? Is it based on complexity of the lyrics? But also then, how do you even quantify the complexity of the lyrics? Because if that's the case, then you only stick to like people who have like all this kind of like weird mumble jumble, whatever the heck kind of sounds, and it's experimental. But then you have people who are pop, hip hop, like freaking It's just so weird to me, you know. Then ever since that point, I was like, yeah, the Grammys really ain't shit, you know, because they just practically give whoever they want awards, you know. But yeah, let me out myself now before later down the line they'll be like, oh. So basically during the entire beef, I was like, yo, can't you please? Drake called you shorts in that push-up song, please, this nigga. I basically just sat down with myself. I was like, nah, that's just really freaking dumb. You feel me? Like both of these artists are making more money than me. Drake is not losing money. Drake has lost more money than some of these niggas will make in their lifetime. You know? And I'm not talking about like one person. I'm talking about a whole group of people. You know, he has lost more money. Bro is not worried about what I'm doing. Neither is Kendrick. They're chilling out here. Drake's out here in Toronto, living it up. You know, Kendrick is somewhere, you know, with his fiance and his 2 children, having fun. You know, I don't know what to tell you about this entire situation. It just kind of shows like, yo, people really do not really be looking at this thing. They just think, oh wow, life is so precious, so nice, wow, yeah. But like, yo, some of these people really kept this thing on their head. I was like, oh, these niggas do not care. They be making back. They're rich. They have the money to not give a fuck. So, but yeah, all the artists for like the Spotify rap they did, it's just basically up there, you know. It's a nice kind of like end of the year kind of thing. Aside from like Christmas, you know, it just lets people to have this kind of like community feel. They're like, oh yeah, what did you get at your Spotify Wrapped? Or like, oh, this artist was so crazy, da da da, and it just makes people feel good. So I think maybe that's just the reason why most people want like to listen to, just to see the Spotify Wrapped, because it basically just makes them feel nice about themselves. Like, oh yeah, I finally watched, or oh yeah, I finally listened to this specific song. It gives you a sense of like belonging to a community, because it's everybody around the world, whether you're from Africa, North America, or just from a random spot in the world. You got Spotify, one way or the other, you know. So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. But at the end of the day, to each their own. So yeah. Thank you guys for taking the time to sit down, watch this video. I know it's a little bit of a hassle. I know some of the university students right now are writing exams, so good luck on that. And yeah, have fun, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your evening, afternoon, morning, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay? Have a great rest of your day. Bye.